Welcome to Real Sense, and in this video, I'm going to do a review of the AquaTru Connect Countertop Reverse Osmosis Water Purifier. Let's get to it. I got this water filter because my home runs on well water, and even though I have proper filtration, the water taste is not pleasant due to the water softener. I got tired of having to buy bottled water, and due to recent studies about microplastics and the potential health concerns, I decided to give an RO system a try. And this is where the AquaTru Connect comes in. It has a simple display in the front which lets you see when the filtration is in progress. The blue button lets you dispense the water, and unlike other tabletop RO systems that are electronically controlled, the AquaTru Connect is manually controlled, which I prefer. It has two water tanks. Both tanks have lids, so they are easy to clean. On the side is the filter panel, which houses the water filters. It is simple to remove, and the cover sits nice and flush to the housing. So this reverse osmosis system is a little different than the rest because it is a 4-stage system. As you can see, the stages are labeled in the filters. The pre-carbon filter is stage 1 and 2. The pre-carbon filter removes sand, silt, sediment, rust, and particles from water. Activated carbon reduces chlorine taste and odors, conditioning the water before it passes through the reverse osmosis membrane. Stage 3 is the reverse osmosis filter. The RO membrane filters impurities, effectively reducing arsenic, parasitic cysts, copper, and more. And the fourth and last stage is the VOC carbon filter. This high-quality activated carbon filter removes inorganic compounds like rocket fuel, prescription drug residue, and PFAS, ensuring pure, great-tasting water. So moving on, you can see that the side cover has all the instructions necessary for the removal of the filters, which I'll show later in the video, as well as all the instructions necessary for proper use and maintenance. As you can see, the cover has clips and magnets that allow for easy removal and installation of the cover without having to mess with screws, which I really like since it saves on time. On the back of the unit, you will find the red power on and off switch, the Wi-Fi reset button, and the power cord. On top, you can find the two water tanks. The larger tank at the back is where you fill it with tap water, and the front tank holds the filtered water. As you can see, I kept the stickers for reminders. The most important things to remember are to always dispose of the water left in the fill tank, as that is the wastewater from the filtering process, and to frequently clean both tanks with soap and water to prevent bacterial growth. The fill tank has a built-in handle underneath the lid, which is both unique and functional. Since it is the larger tank, it can be heavy for some once filled. Additionally, it can be a bit challenging to remove due to the rubber seals that seem to grip onto the tank to avoid leaks. This is about the level of wastewater that always remains in the fill tank. As you can see, the higher tube is the inlet which stops the pump once the water reaches that level. Sometimes the machine makes weird gurgling sounds when the water is that high, but it stops soon after since it detects no additional water. Alright, so let's get to the part where we filter some water. As you can see, first I dispose of the leftover wastewater from the previous use, then I refill the tank with new tap water. Once the tank is full, it is time to place it into its slot. The slot is deeply indented and easy to align. I like to give it a bit of a push down just for added fitment. Now, RO systems do waste water, but the AquaTru is actually pretty efficient. For every 1 gallon of tap water, 3/4 of a gallon of purified water is produced, meaning only 1/4 or 25% is waste. The tanks are designed with this in mind, so the purified water tank is 25% smaller than the fill tank, which is a nice consideration because it makes the water level lines appear aligned since the waste is accounted for in the volume capacity. In simple terms, the water level lines rise and fall at the same rate. So, as the filtering process takes place, the screen will somewhat inform you of what's going on. In my opinion, the screen is almost pointless as it doesn't provide any useful information, only a countdown of the stages of filtration to indicate that something is happening. At the bottom, there is a Wi-Fi indicator that shows the connection status. This screen could be greatly improved by displaying information from the app, such as gallons filtered or the status for each filter. Now, the true test of whether the AquaTru Connect is worth it is the water quality, and on that front, it excels. The water tastes great, and based on water testing results, it is one of the best. I didn't take the time to run a water quality test like other YouTubers, but if you're interested, check them out. as they go into further detail. What I can say is that the water does feel and taste great, and that was all I wanted. Keep in mind that the AquaTru does not cool or heat the water like other tabletop units, so it is always at room temperature. However, with the detachable water tank, you can always cool it in your fridge, which is a convenient option. Regarding microplastics, the tanks are made of BPA-free plastic, but I actually use glass bottles that I immediately refill as the filtered water is ready. Maybe I'm exaggerating, since all the water tests I've seen conclude that the water produced by the AquaTru is of great quality, but I like using the glass bottles for additional peace of mind. Moving on to the app, since I'm a bit of a tech nerd, I got the Connect version, which has Wi-Fi, allowing you to connect to the app. For those who want something simpler, there is the AquaTru Classic, which doesn't have Wi-Fi, but is otherwise identical. The app is straightforward, showing how many gallons have been filtered and the life percentage of each filter. As you can see, I need to replace the pre-carbon filter as it is already at 19%. If you want more data, the gallons can be broken down by day, week, month, and year, which is neat. Also, there is a savings tab where you can calculate the difference from buying bottled water, and it automatically calculates how much you have saved. In my case, I've saved $223 in about 6 months, which is great. At this pace, the AquaTru Connect will pay for itself in about a year, which is not a bad ROI. You can also buy filter replacements directly from the app, saving time from having to log into a website or Amazon to place the order. The app has additional features such as notifications and reminders that can send alerts to your phone, letting you know when filtration is complete or when a filter needs to be replaced, which is great since the notifications are automatic. Now, since I have to replace my pre-carbon filter, let me show you how easy it is. I have here the replacement filter, which came in a vacuum sealed bag, and the replacement is straightforward. I unscrew the old pre-carbon filter, noting that this one is a bit tight since the system is pressurized, but installing the new one is quite easy. Once the new one is installed, I go to the app and tap on the filter, then hit reset to set the filter life to 100%. There is a quick prompt that says it takes up to 3 hours for the change to take effect, and that is it. Now, there are a few things that I don't like about the AquaTru Connect. For starters, as I mentioned before, I think the screen is a bit pointless. It would be nice to have some basic information on the screen so I don't have to check my phone, such as how many gallons have been purified and the life percentage of the filters. One annoying problem with my unit is a small leak in the water dispenser button. As you can see, there is a water drop coming out towards the front of the button that is not part of the actual stream. This is annoying since it happens frequently and sometimes ends up leaving drops on your hand. In my case, the leak only occurs when the button is pressed fully, but once you are done, the leak does not persist. I know it's a problem with my unit since it has been doing this since I got it, so I don't think it's a reliability issue. Another thing I don't like is that the app isn't 100% reliable. I've only had issues connecting twice since I received it, but sometimes it logs me out and I have to log in again. Another negative experience that I would like to mention is the VOC carbon filter with the pH Plus mineral boost. This filter is more expensive and the water tasted horrible when I used it. It had a burnt charcoal aftertaste that was not pleasant. If you are looking for minerals, you can always add some lemon or mineral drops to your water, but in my experience, I don't recommend the mineral boost filter. So to wrap up this review, based on my experience, I do recommend the AquaTru Connect or the AquaTru Classic because the water quality is great. The Connect version is $499 and the Classic is $50 less. Even though the initial price is a bit steep, it will end up paying for itself. Not only am I free from having to lug around boxes of bottled water, but my wallet is a lot happier and it helps me and my family reduce the amount of microplastics we consume. Another great benefit is having a clean source of water during emergencies, such as storms. I live in South Florida, and when hurricanes hit, water can be a bit of a challenge since most stores sell out quickly in the panic. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. Until next time.